Hey guys, appreciate you joining me once again. So this go around here, what we're going to do is just make some candle holders. Make 3 of them, and then these are made out of oak, and you can finish them however you want to do it, paint it, stain them, whatever. These are about 4 1/4 round. This one's 10-inch tall, 8-inch, and then 6-inch. You can make them whatever size you want. And then what we're going to do is we'll turn this little design on the lathe. You can, again, whatever pattern you want, just kind of play with it, whatever you like. So first thing we're going to do, get this started, we're going to take some, I got oak. You can use whatever you want. Oak does chip out quite a bit, a little rough on the lathe, but I've got quite a bit of oak right now, so that's what we're going to go ahead and use. So first step is we're going to make a 3-inch by 3-inch block. Now remember I said these are 4 1/4. I could go ahead and make a big 4 1/4 block, but that's just a lot of material, and you see here in the middle I don't need that much. So what we're going to do is do the 3 by whatever the width to come out with 3 boards. Probably come out a little over 3-inch. And then we'll come back in here and add some extra material just at the points that we need the extra thickness. So just kind of save a little bit on lumber. Lumber's expensive right now, so we're just trying to save a little bit of money. All right, so first thing we'll do is gonna get these ripped down, get this first block glued up, and we'll get going from there. All right, so ends here we're not too worried about, because like I said, we're going to be turning this on the lathe, but we do want just to make sure that we got some good faces here. Here I got a little roughness here, so we'll go ahead and shoot this through the planer and get them kind of smooth out. I do have some cracking on this board. Hopefully they can get that. We'll hide that hopefully in the middle. So we'll shoot these through the planer, just get the, make sure we get a good flat surface for glue up. All right, so we got our boards cut down. Next thing is we're going to do glue up. So just using regular type 2. A lot of people like to spread around. I like to just take the board and just get the board you glue it to, wiggle it around, and then kind of add to the slot set. All right, we'll let that cure overnight, and then we'll add the extra little pieces to build out, like I said, to the 4 1/2 inch. So we'll add those later. All right, we got our block here all glued up. So what we're gonna do is just take and level off these 2 sides here, so that we can glue the other pieces on here to get out to that 4 1/2 inch. So. All right, we're just going to keep building this block up at the points that we need it a little bit wider. So I just cut down pieces here from the bottom, 1 1/2 or close to 2 and 3s in the middle. And we'll end up cutting it here and here. Now to give us our 1, 2, 3 different candle holders. So we'll get these glued on next. All right, we got that clamped up, so we'll let that dry. And then we'll plane these 2 sides down, and we'll add another piece here. Here we don't have to do as much. We probably just need a 1/2 inch piece to get us out, because we're almost 4 inches this way already. So we'll just add a little piece there. So, all right. All right, we got the last of our little pieces here. These are just, I cut them down in half because we don't need that much on this thickness this way. You notice too, I didn't go all the way. I didn't go this width here because you can imagine, see the circle here on the end. I don't need it all the way up to here. So we'll get these glued on next, and then we'll be able to start chopping it up and put it on the lathe. All right, so we got our block all here glued up. So next, we're gonna cut this down to the 3 different candle heights. You could turn this all on the lathe like that if you want, but my lathe's kind of a small little lathe, so I'm gonna cut it down and we'll turn them individually. So we'll get these cut next. Alright, so there's our 3 different candles. Now we'll get them on the lathe. We'll get the centers marked and get them on the lathe and get them to turn. All right, so we got pretty well rounded off. So the next step is start cutting in the different shapes. You can just do whatever. It just doesn't really matter. I mean, just play with it. Just whatever looks good. So if you can imagine, you can kind of see this. Let me show you this one here. So this is kind of what we're looking at, half of the turning here. So that's just my profile there. So I'm doing the small one first. So here's my profile for small one. So we're going to start with, this is my bottom here. So we're going to start with the bottom, mark it there. The profile's a little bit different size shape than this. We're going to start right there. And we'll start these cuts here. What I like to do is just lay it there and I can kind of follow it. And we're just going to start basically cutting that shape in. If that makes sense. All right, last thing we're gonna do is just gonna kind of clean this mark up here. Actually, I'm gonna just use a Forster bit and make an indentation here to kind of help it set a little leveler. Instead of being the whole surface trying to set level, it'll just be the outer edge. So I'm just gonna drill this down a little bit. All right, guys, so we got these candle holders all finished up. The last thing I did was I stained them and shot them with some polyurethane. And then the very last thing I did was I just mixed up, I just got through doing it, so they're still actually wet, but I mixed up some epoxy with some black tint to it and just poured them in here and just kind of worked it around and leveled them off. I'm hoping you can see the tops. I don't want to tilt it because they're, like I said, they're still wet. So again, appreciate you watching and hope you like these, and we'll see you on the next one.